Hello everyone, and welcome back to Classic Comics. So today I'm reviewing Heroes Reborn number 6. Again, this is written by Jason Aaron with art by Erica Durso. So this starts, again, like some of the others, it goes back to the first issue where we saw Power Princess. And of course, this issue features Power Princess, who is the Wonder Woman counterpart in the Squadron. And she's fighting Mangog. And then we see the aftermath of that. She has, so her headquarters, she set up shop in the Statue of Liberty, actually. And apparently, somehow or another, she can turn people to stone. And so she's got this kind of garden of statues around her headquarters of a bunch of her vanquished enemies. Null, Mangog, Tigra, and some others. And she's got this set up inside the statue, and apparently she's got a lot of booze, and she spends a lot of her days drinking wine. And then she's got that magic mirror that I believe that Magic from the X-Men or from the New Mutants had. And she kind of uses it to give her information. And then we see her reminiscing, and she thinks about, apparently, so she's Wonder Woman, so she was around during World War II and worked with Namor fighting the Nazis. But then there's this big thunder peal, and she's not sure what it was. And she suspects, I guess, some sort of mystic activity, so she goes to her garden of statues, and one of the people in her garden is Hercules. And she turns him back to flesh, and then she uses this golden chain she has, which is kind of like the golden lasso. It makes people tell the truth, I guess. She calls it the chain of veracity. And she asks him, what is this thunder? What does it mean? And he just starts laughing. Obviously, he knows that it's Thor. So she changes him back again. And then she goes to Asgard to investigate. Now, before she goes, she gets this axe. And what we're told, apparently, is that sometime before all this, there was a sort of battle, civil war, basically, between the gods. And when she says the gods, I don't know if she means all gods or just the Asgardians or what. It's not really made clear. But the Asgardians are pretty much all dead. Asgard is in ruins. Now, she has this axe. And the head of the axe is actually made from a piece of the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge, which is kind of a cool idea. But she goes to Asgard, and it seems to be deserted as she expected it. But then she finds this guy. Of course, it's Thor. She doesn't know that, though. She doesn't know who he is. And then they get into a bit of a fight. And then she also has this invisible sword, apparently. She calls it the No Blade and stabs him with it. And then there's this object that's been whizzing around, and she doesn't know what it is. And, of course, it's Mjolnir, and once Thor grips it, he changes back, and now he remembers his history because he didn't know his history before. He didn't know he was a god. He didn't know he was Thor and all this. And then he disappears. And then, in the end, we see Power Princess talking to the other members of the Squadron. And I guess he mentioned the Avengers to her, so she asks, do any of you know anything about a group called the Avengers? And it ends there, leading into the next issue. Now, like the others, there's a backup story with art by Ed McGuinness, and we kind of get, I don't know, it's sort of Thor's history, but then it's also kind of Barda's history. But basically, we see Bard as a young child being from... So in this reality, instead of Paradise Island or Themyscira, they have Utopian Isle. And the Utopians, I guess, are kind of like Amazon. They're these superhuman women. And I guess they attacked Scandinavia like centuries ago. But then we get some narration from Thor. And basically, at some point, he was exiled from Asgard in this reality. He was banished from Asgard to Midgard and basically made to forget his divine nature. And he basically spent the ensuing centuries basically just as kind of a drunken bum. Then we see Power Princess in World War II. And again, he's still just kind of drinking away. And then we get some more recent scenes. Some of this looks pretty good. But then we get now, and this is after he had left Asgard where he confronted Zarda, the Power Princess. And he's talking about how he remembers who he is now, and he remembers the world that used to be, I guess. And he's trying to figure out what to do, and then he's approached by Phoenix, who is Echo now. Obviously setting up a confrontation with the Squadron. So, I mean, overall, this issue was fine. I continue to enjoy this sort of alternate version of the Marvel Universe and how they take, the various heroes and villains and weave them into the Squadron's history in this reality. I would say this isn't one of the better ones, the story is okay. The art is okay. It gets the job done. It's nothing, spectacular. It doesn't get me really excited, but I enjoyed it well enough. So, I mean, I'll give this one a marginal thumbs up. It's okay. And hope that the conclusion to this crossover will be pretty solid. Of course, they're already advertising the next crossovers. This Sinister War thing. I don't know. Is this Stegron? I think that's who that's supposed to be. There's Stegron, the dinosaur man. That's cool. If they're bringing him back, I always thought he was a villain that was underutilized, so it's kind of cool to see him. It's not enough to make me buy this crossover. I'm not doing that, but anyway, let me know what you thought of this issue in the comments, and while you're at it, please do like this video before you leave, and also please do sub to the channel and hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.